All right, what's going on, everybody? So today we are going to be doing a guide on how to get back on track in life. A bit of a different type of video because we're inside and we're filming on the computer, but I thought this would be a great way to try something new. And if it works, if you guys enjoy it, then we can do more. And if you don't, then we'll stop. But yeah, this video is on how do we get back on track. A lot of us, we find ourselves slacking, and how do we get ourselves back together and have the motivation to do such a thing and get back to where we were or even better and start improving again. So this also can involve people who aren't even, they haven't even been on the grind yet. And so how can we get on the grind? This is also the principles that I'm about to share will also apply to that scenario. And so here's some questions. How do we know if we've fallen off the track in the first place? And so if we go through these couple questions, it's a quick and easy way to know if you've fallen off. So first one we can go through is, have you been slacking in any way in life? If you have, then we got to improve. So next one is, have you been missing one or more good habits? If you've been missing one or more, then that means you've been slacking. You've been missing something, right? So we got to get back on track there. Last question is, have you started indulging in one or more bad habits? And so that means we've sort of regressed, right? We've started doing bad habits, and that's easy to identify, right? And so maybe you've been eating more junk food recently, or skipping your workouts, or skipping your meditations, and that means you've fallen off. And so when we're in this position where we've fallen off, right, we know that we were once at a better spot. And so we sort of feel bad about ourselves, and the motivation is lost, right? You've built up such a good physique, right? And then you start regressing because, you haven't been working out as much. You're not as strong as you were before, and then you feel bad, and it sucks. And you had that no motivation to move forward and get back on track. And so what we have to do is just stop feeling sorry about ourselves and just get up. The quickest way, man. Just get up and get back on the grind, because the longer that we're in this sort of valley, right, then the longer we have of not growing, and we're just missing out. So get back up, and hopefully the principles that I'm about to share with you will allow you to do that thing, right? So we have principle number one, which is start small and then work your way back up. Obviously, when you are in a good position and you are working out a lot, right? Maybe you work out for an hour long and you do some incredible movements, very high loads, and it's just really, you feel really strong about that, right? If you haven't been working out, right, recently, to try to do that same thing is, you're not going to be met with success, unfortunately. So what we have to do is reduce. We have to reduce the load. We have to reduce the time and all the parts of it. So because we have no good habits right now, right? We have no motivation. We have to start small. And like I said, it's because we aren't able to do anything better than this. And I think that, here are some examples here. Make your bed, which is the first one. Do your 20 push-ups only, 30 minutes of meditation, 1 minute cold shower. Just start really, really small. And I think a lot of us might think, yeah, that's too small. I can easily do that. But, and then you just don't do it, right? So you have to just not listen to that part of your brain, because that same brain has told you to stop working out, has told you to stop training and start slacking off. And so you cannot listen to that part of your brain. And so just start small with these small little things, small victories, especially with making your bed. It literally takes like 2 seconds, and it just builds momentum. And this is what we're trying to look for, right? This is how we're going to start getting back on track. Next, we want to slowly increase the load over time, and then we will quickly return back to our previous level. And that's a key. That's a key. Slowly go back to the norm. You can't go straight into it, or else Maybe if you've done like, I don't know, 50 push-ups, you were able to do 50 push-ups back in the day, and then you've been slacking off for a month and you haven't worked out, and then to expect yourself to be able to do 50 push-ups again once you're back, it's just a wrong expectation, because you're not going to hit that much, and then you're going to be disappointed, and then it's going to cycle back into regressing and wanting to not be on the grind. So start small, enjoy those small victories, and then slowly increase the load over time. And so the second principle is do a bit of everything. And so you have to understand that a lack of discipline in one area will spread to a lack of discipline in other areas. It's really important, because I think that when we try to focus only on one area of our life, say exercise, right? If you only focus on exercising, we neglect all the other areas of our life. And we slowly will find that, we're just going to go back into failing and non-improvement. And so that's why we have to start small. We have to start small and do a bit of each of everything. Because if you put all your energy, all your motivation into exercise, you're not going to have enough for those other areas of your life. So principle number one, right? Start small. And that way we have enough energy and motivation to do each good habit. We can raise all the areas at the same time. And that way we will not neglect any area of our life. And so, like I said again, if you focus on only one habit, you will neglect the rest and quickly regress. So you have to start and do a bit of each, a bit of everything. And this also plays into the achievement reward system of the brain when we're checking off our habit trackers, right? Maybe you can check off your workout for the day for doing a little 20-minute workout. And then you can check off for meditation. I did 5 minutes. And even though these are small, right? We're building that momentum, like I said earlier. And so it's also interesting to note that when we improve in all areas, when we've been improving in our physical health, our mental health, our spiritual health, all these areas will help us to take down one of those very difficult habits that we're really struggling with right now. And so that's interesting to note. And if you're struggling with something right now, and you can't seem to get over it, maybe whatever it is, try improving everything, and then you'll see that it's easier to get through that because you've been training in every part of your life. You've just been more well-rounded, right? So the last principle is do not deceive yourself. It's easy to think that we're on the grind when we actually aren't. It's easy to think that we've been improving when we've actually just been plateauing or even getting worse. And so it's important to know this while we're trying to get back on the grind, trying to get to that improving line, right? So how we can combat this is to actually just stay alert all the time. Doing your reflections and journaling is important. We have to do this every single day. Really reflect on thought processes in your head. Are you actually improving? Have you been slacking? Have you been mindlessly doing these activities? Have you not been going as hard? Really go through all these questions and reflect on them. Because if you have been slacking, if you do notice that, then you can catch yourself and get back on track again. So continue to challenge yourself and get out of your comfort zone. We know that comfort equals plateaus, right? Because we are staying in the same place. Well, we're comfortable. We don't want to challenge ourselves. And that is not going to equal improvement. Discomfort equals growth. So start doing things that are difficult and that you're on the right path. All right, so that's it for this video. Just a quick rundown again. Principle number one, start small, then work your way back up. Number two is do a bit of everything. And then lastly is, of course, to not deceive yourself and always reflect. So that's it from me for today. Hopefully this video helped you, and hopefully you learned a couple things and you can get back on the grind. If you have any questions, you can comment below, and we can continue the discussion down there. But that's it from me. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time, guys.